What up, my guys? Hold to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. We all dancing. We all trying to get some cash, man. It's a lovely day. We got our guy Shark with us. We got our guy Crispy capping as well, man. Shark, lovely background over there. The hat, everything, man. Everything. The shades. You know what I'm saying? Well, how you doing, my brother?
Hanging out, 12 o'clock noon. Send it Saturday, April 16, 2022. Buy hat, engage. Chris, we're just discussing the cap. Chris is capping. Chris is with us. An opportunity to dominate. Chris, what's going on today, brother?
Not a lot, my brother. We rocking and rolling, man. We just trying to get to some cash, like Jay always say, man. It's straight to business, man. I will say, give me a follow on Twitter if you guys haven't already. I got the YouTube page popping as well. Crispy Capping, 2 P's, 2 N's. But let's get to some money, man. We finally here, Jay. We finally here, Shark. It's game time. We've been waiting for the playoffs. This is when the boys get separated from the men. Let's go get some money. Let's go, Jay. Straight to business.
Let's do it, man. First game up. We're going to the streets of Dallas here, Shark. We got this early game, right? Unfortunately, the Mavs are my team. I love them. They don't have Luka, though, right now. It'd be interesting to see what happens in this game. Obviously, the line is all over the Jazz. Open up at Mavs -3. Now it's flipped all the way to -5.5 for the Jazz here, Shark. Could possibly see a more defensive game as well. The Mavs, if they have anything and try to stay in this game, it's going to have to be with defense. You like something here, my brother?
I do. Official play Utah Jazz -5.5. And as you mentioned, line functionality has mattered this season. Go back to actually Christmas Day, December 25th, 2021, a campaign it was. The Utah Jazz hosted the Mavericks without Luka, but Kristaps Porzingis was still on the team. He went off for 27 points, and the Jazz did not cover. A very inflated double-digit line, 120 to 116. Continuing on that, later on, Jazz came down to 4.5, so it was short. They did not cover by a hook. 114-109 at home, and then they proceeded to lose 2 straight up in Dallas, 111-103 at -1, and a really strong Dallas -4, 114-100. And you really look at what's going on here. You do get a Utah Jazz team that is 0-4 ATS against the Mavericks this year, a double revenge game, and a really interesting spot where Utah is 2-11 on the road last 13, but they have 2 situational covers. They covered the last game of the regular season against Portland, held them to 80 points, and they covered at New York and held them to 93 points. So on that point about the total, I think this is actually on Utah's defense against lackluster teams without star power. I think Utah gets over 107 points tonight, but I think they keep Dallas under 95 here. One final point. If you go back to last year, Utah in the first round did tank game 1 at home as a 1 seed. And then when they went on the road to Memphis, they were 2-0 ATS at Memphis, -5.5 and -4.5. Line does matter. I think they get here tonight by 10 points plus. Chris, cap the game and let's chat.
I like that look, Shark. I like that look a lot, man. I can't back the Utah Jazz, man. I don't want to. This is a game where they should win, like you said, Shark. I honestly think, Shark, if the line goes up a tad bit more, I might put some money on Dallas to actually cover it. I know you said you anticipate a 10-point win. I think the crowd will be a big part and a big factor into just kind of keeping Dallas afloat in this one. Jay had a sharp look as well on that under. Of course, a lot of money kind of come in and kind of steam that under. I think it opened at 217. It's down to like 208. So a lot of money coming down on that. But I would agree with Jay in the sense that if Dallas is going to even be close in this game, it's going to be defensively. So what I was looking at, because I don't want to back the Utah Jazz, Shark, is I was looking at what typically happens when Luka doesn't play. And I got a player prop for you guys. So Jalen Brunson, 20.5. That's a half unit play for me. 20.5 for Jalen Brunson. He's cleared this number in five of the last 7 games without Luka in the lineup, but more importantly, in 2 of the 3 games that he's actually played against Utah this season. But one of them being against with Luka actually in the lineup. I do think that he'll have to increase usage in this matchup as well. He's averaging about 15 shot attempts without Luka in the last 7 games, as opposed to 12 shots with Luka being there. And I like it from the standpoint of they'll be at home. So I do think that Dallas still comes out and makes this game extremely competitive, and I think Brunson has a big part of that.
Yeah, that's a good point there. You both make good points. I'll be honest, it's like one thing with Curry is I understand with Shark as well because I feel like this game without Luka, he probably won't be out the whole series. So if you're a Jazz, you got to come and get one of these games while he's out. So that's why it's tough for me. I don't want to bet the Jazz because I know mentally that they're pretty much checked out. Mitchell doesn't want to. I've been saying it all year. Mitchell and the coach wants out. Whether they like, I don't think that they're winning this series. But if this game one is their shot to steal the game, in my opinion, especially on the road as well. Like I kind of envision them winning this game, and then I can come back on the Mavs the next one, not losing both at the house. The Mavs still match up well with the Jazz, even without Luka, because you have Brunson and Dinwiddie. That's why they brought Dinwiddie over here. So if something did happen, and Brunson's been taking over the ship as well, riding the ship all year when Luka's been out. Like Brunson's going to get paid, and he's trying to earn a max contract. We have the defense to stick with these guys. 3-and-D, Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock. So it's going to be a tough game. I can't wait to watch it. This is a game that I'm going to watch and learn and come back in with something heavy in game two. But I do agree, Shar. I do see the Jazz possibly win this game, and then you'll see the line come back a little bit different for the Mavs. Even without Luka, I think he'll still be out the next one, but I think the Mavs will have a stronger game and game plan. They're probably a little down on themselves right now without having Luka. So psychologically, I don't like the Mavs coming in here, but I like to look with Brunson. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And it was some mention on the show before, if the game comes down to a close game, the Jazz do have all of their guys here. We will miss Luka if it comes down to be a few possession games. So while Brunson can ball the whole game, when it comes down to the last fourth quarter, he does kind of, you know what I'm saying, freeze up just a tad. But definitely see that cash in, that Brunson over, and hey, I hope he cashes well. Sure, even though you're going against my team, but hey, if they do lose, I'll be back on them heavy the next game, my guys. Y'all ready? We're ready to go to the next one, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis real quick. I wonder if Shark gonna do the hat change, but we got the Grizzlies here laying 6.5, my guys, versus the Wolves. Shark, I kind of worry about the Wolves here mentality. I mean, they seem like they partied a little hard after getting past these Clippers. We saw they act like they won the World Series or something. So I do worry about them game one, but do we worry about the Grizzlies being a little rusty here? They're a really great coach team. They do shoot a lot of threes, though, and I worry about three-point shooting teams when you've been off for a week or so. You see what I'm saying? Especially after resting your guys as well in the last game. What you think about this one, Shark?
That's a great point, and that occurred to me as well. So what did I go back and look at? How did Memphis open the season? And how did they open after the All-Star break? Opening the season, 132-121 against Cleveland. Of course, at that point, we thought Cleveland was complete trash. They proved not to be at all. But that was actually an impressive win if you look back in history, going back to October 20th, 2020-21. A campaign it was. But that speaks to them being able to come out off breaks and potentially lackluster environments and really turn up. They did win that first half comfortably by 12 there as well. The reason why I'm not on the first quarter is because of the element of Minnesota coming off of such an awful first quarter in the last game against the Clippers, particularly Karl Anthony Towns. We talked about Karl Anthony Towns going off for 60 points at the Spurs going back about a month. But we talk about the polar opposite of this. 11 points. The guy fouls out. He played the worst game of his career. So Karl Anthony Towns is going to come out here tonight with definitely a fire and a passion. But looking at Memphis is going to come out here with a full team of fire and passion. They're in a revenge game. They lost the last game 119-114. They are 2-0 ATS at home this year against Minnesota. And again, we've been talking about this all like the entire season, literally. Memphis competes harder than any team in the sport. Phoenix Suns say hello to that question as well. But this is a line number. This is a dynamic. And as Jay mentioned, psychologically speaking, it is very hard for Minnesota to bounce back off that huge win. Patrick Beverley beating his old team, popping champagne, cursing in the locker room. This is game 1 of 7. They know in their mind they get 2 home games, 3 and 4. This is a lackluster spot waiting to happen. I think this could be tight in the first quarter. And one final point, the last time Minnesota played on the road in a matinee, they played at the Celtics, who have a similar makeup and defensive quality to the Grizzlies. And the Celtics hammered them in a trifecta. Top 2 plays today, Memphis -3.5 first half game, 6.5, 2 total units. Chris, what's going on today, brother? Talk to me.
Shark, I like that look a lot, man. For me, I think Minnesota definitely gets overlooked, just a tad bit, just a tad bit. I think they do, but I couldn't talk you off of that at all, Shark. And this is the reason why. So for me, I think Minnesota defensively, they still got to prove themselves, specifically on the road, right? So we're looking at a team in Minnesota that's 4-9 ATS in their last 13 games as an underdog, 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games versus the team with the winning straight up record, 3-8 in their last 11 road games versus the team with the home winning record, and 2-6 ATS in their last 9 road games versus the team with the home winning percentage of greater than 60%. So they haven't performed well in this spot specifically, going to what you said, Shark. So, I do think that, while I think everybody, the public is probably going to be all on Memphis today. I do think that it's the right look. The eye test shows it. Also, what Jay said, if you got Patrick Beverly looked like he won the championship, like you said, Jay, he was standing up, drinking beer. He was celebrating like he had just gotten announced to the Hall of Fame. So I do think that, Jay talk about it all the time. He used the phrase that fat and happy spot. I do think that that was a big Super Bowl type winning. You talk about it all the time as well, Shark. I would only lean towards the 6.5. I haven't put that ticket in, but I'm pretty close to getting there, Shark. Player prop though, I got another one. So in this one, contrarian Chris today, Jay, I do think that Josh stays under the 28.5 points. He's sitting at 28.5. Minnesota has done pretty well defending him. He scored 20 points or at least in 3 to 4 matchups this season against this team. Besides the one game where he shot 42%, and scored 33 points at the beginning of the year, that was in the first matchup. He's only shot the ball 33% from the field in this matchup, and I think a lot of that has to do with Patrick Beverly. He also has a full complemented roster right now as well, because they got Desmond Bane, they got Dylan Brooks back as well. I think Jared Jackson Jr. has a really good game. He's someone that typically performs well against them. So Josh averaged 20 points a game against Memphis this year, which is his 4th fewest against any team this season. I don't think that's by accident. I think they try to look to take Ja out of the rhythm, and I think 28.5 points is a lot in a game where I think the defense is going to come to play. I don't know if it's going to be early in the game or if it's going to be late, but I do think that both of these teams end up getting stops. I don't think that that's going to be a popular play, Dre, which is why I'm contrarian Chris today. But, Ja Morant under 28.5 points. D'Angelo Russell, another one, Jay, real quick. D'Angelo Russell's averaged 31 points against Memphis this season and shooting the ball at a 56% clip, which is both his season highs against any team in the league. He's also, if you wanted to look at his threes over 2.5, he's made, he averages 5 threes on 10 attempts against Memphis this year, coming off 3 games where he's hit at least 2 and attempted 5 and 6 in his last couple games. I think that they probably try to slow Cat down again. We saw the blueprint against the Clippers. I like D'Angelo Russell to go over that 19.5 points, Jay, but I would also look for him to go over the 2.5 threes as well. I think Memphis is going to just try to run them. And Memphis defensively, they're not the greatest juggernaut either, just because they do run at such a fast pace. So you do get two fast paced teams top 10 in pace any point throughout the season. Last 10 games, full game, and last 15. So I really like Ja Morant under the 28.5. I'm putting a half unit on that. I know it's super contrarian. And D'Angelo Russell, give me over 19.5, Jay. Both half unit plays for me.
I like it. My guys in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody as well with the props as well. Some nice breakdown by Shark and Chris there. I like both. I like all the looks here. My guy saying Pat Bev under 9.5 points, minus 125. Obviously, he's not a huge score out there. He probably still a little drunk as well. No, I'm messing. They had a couple of days off, but they were turned up. I do possibly see an emotional letdown here as well. It's a tough one, man. But everybody in the chat as well with the props, with the totals. Chris liking some props there. Hey, and Ja Morant, he's been off for a while as well, coming off the injury, so could definitely see him hitting the under. They obviously will be focusing on. Be interested to see if Cat bounces back after that terrible game as well. Anthony Edwards starting to turn up. Russell always have a good game versus the Grizzlies. Going to be a great one, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Philly here. Sorry, we got the 76. Damn, we got 1,000 people in here watching live, man. We finna do the shirt giveaway right here right after these couple games, man. We got the Raptors here, plus 4.5 underdogs, Shark versus the Sixers. What do you think here? You think Philly? You think Embiid and James Harden try to come out here hot to start the series?
Well, I said on a preview on Twitter the other day, I love Philly. I love Philly because they care. I don't know if Philly's going to care today on court, and I do lean Toronto here. And Jay and I had talked about this off the record, but Toronto is 4-0 ATS this year against the 76ers, and of course, I am fading that trend with the Jazz play. but I think buying Toronto to continue this is a sharp look. And I go back to last year, and of course that was Ben Simmons. It was not James Harden, but it was Joel Embiid at the core. It was Doc Rivers at the head coaching position. The 76ers played 2 series last year. They were at home both in game 1. They were 0-2 ATS. They played Washington in the first round. They were laying 8 points, and they won the game by 7, 125-118. Slightly later on, Atlanta Hawks came in there and won game 1 outright against Philadelphia. And look at Toronto here. Toronto is just your scrappy unit. Obviously, Toronto did win a title going back a few years with a completely different core-centric group with Kawhi Leonard, but it's a well-coached team. This is Nick Nurse. This is Pascal Siakam, Freddie VanVleet out of Wichita State, I should see. I see at the center of the country. And I do think the Raptors will keep this close tonight. One final point on that. The last game was a highly bloated total, 119-114. The previous one was very low, 93-88. This total of 216.5 is middling that, but I do think it leans towards an under. We had discussed this going to the playing games, and I made a comment on Twitter. Somehow I did not bet unders in the playing games, even though I said it was good, and it went 6-0. So great job, Shark, for listening to yourself on that. But I do think this would also lean to a lower pace game here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, Shark, I think you might have been in my notes, Shark, because one of my biggest points was that 4-0, man. I'm gonna make it official. Shark. I got a half unit play on the Raptors plus the 4 today. I just think that they match up extremely well, man. Like, it's a lot that goes into it, but I think let me just run through some numbers. So the Raptors are 5-1 ATS in their last 6 road games versus a team with the winning home record. So they come in and they can beat some of these good teams on the road. They're also 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games as an underdog. They like these spots. They get up for these specific spots. I think that they can still the first game. 7-2-1 ATS in their last 10 playoff games as an underdog. 7-2 ATS in their last 9 road games. So this is a team that packs their defense in their bags and they bring it with them. Which is why we would look towards an under as well in this game. And then Raptors 26-9 ATS last 35 games versus the team with the winning record straight up. But the Raptors are also, they went 5-1 ATS in their last 6 conference quarterfinal games last year in the playoffs. And then you get the 76ers, they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games. So they're not coming into this game with a lot of momentum. And specifically as a favorite, they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games versus a team with a winning straight up record. Head to head, like you said, it's Shark, 4-0. The Raptors are in the last 4 meetings. Toronto has covered each one of these spreads. And 3 of those were double digits as well. They're also, more importantly, they're 2-0 Shark ATS and straight up with James Harden being in Philly, right? So Nick Nurse does a really good job with Embiid. He also does a really good job of being able to guard James Harden. So you're going to be looking and deferring to other players, to step up in those matchups. So one of those wins as well was against one of those wins were in Toronto, and they've already beat them in Philly. So I like that aspect of it as well. I do think that Philly comes out. It's got to be do or die time for James Harden. But I honestly, I'm taking Toronto plus the 4.5. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm also on Siakam today. Siakam dominates this team, Jay. 23.5 points, give it to me. I'm taking it for a half unit play. He averages 30 against Philly. He averages 30. The last game, I think he had a game of 37, a game of 26, and a game of 28 this season against Philly. The game he had 26, he shot 50%. He shot 50% or better in each of these matchups. So yeah, give me Siakam over the 23.5 points as well. I think he can score on the road.
Got you. I like it. I like the breakdown. Man, Trisha in the chat, I appreciate that $2 tip. And my guy, Drew Fish, man, that's my guy right there with that $100 tip. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's keep it going, man. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys. We got 1,025 people in here watching live. We appreciate it. I'm with you guys. I like the Raptors in this series, guys. I like the Raptors as the season goes on, especially with the Raptors on them. Like a lot of times what I've seen, like when the team owns them over the regular season, that first game of the playoffs, you really got to come out and try to put your foot down, because if not, then it's going to be a long series or you fuck around and get swept here. So it's Raptors are nothing for me here. They obviously are 3-1 straight up and 4-0 against the spread versus much better. It's too much defense, but like I said, in me saying all that, I would just be, and I'll be honest, guys, I usually kind of sit back on these game ones and really see how the team, because I think there's better angles as the series goes on. We at the end of the day, we're still guessing in this game one because it's a whole new season now. You see what I'm saying? This is a playoff, so we're still kind of guessing this game one. It's why it is a little bit smaller place, but it's a tough one for me here. I could really see it going either way. Definitely see a defensive game though. Last game up here, we got going to the Golden Streets. We got the Warriors here laying 6.5. Man, you wait till game time. May even get a 7 here if you like the Nuggets, guys. So I'll be honest with you, man. I like the Nuggets here. They're one straight up this year versus the Warriors. 5-0 against the spread. Last 5 is a road underdog as well. A lot of these trends don't really matter because this is the playoffs, but still, the Nuggets have shown that like they might win both games at the Warriors and lose both at the house. This Nuggets team has been terrible, Shark, at the house this year. You got the Warriors 0-4-2 against spread last 6 playoff games as a favorite as well. I like the Nuggets here. I think this is one of their best shots to catch Curry while he's like kind of out of rhythm, right? A lot of moving parts, like you said, Shark. I like the Nuggets here plus 6.5, and I had to find one of these dogs after all the favorites hitting as well. So give me the late night dog. Everybody chasing, probably taking the Warriors. I'm taking the dog here. Even if they lose, I think they keep it close here. Shark, could you talk me out?
I could not. I could talk you on. I'm not officially on this, but I do think this is a great look. You go back historically. I went through this. The Warriors have not played a home game one without Kevin Durant since the season 2015-2016. Time warp it is. Jay was somewhere in Dallas. I was in New York. We certainly weren't doing this fire-ass show with an air conditioner blasting next to me and Chris B. Kappen in a third-pronged unit here. But what is going on here is you look at the Dubs coming home. So many moving parts. We talked about this all the time during the season. When Draymond Green got hurt, it disrupted their flow immensely. And then Steph Curry got rolled up by Marcus Smart on national TV. Steph comes back on a minutes limit. We don't know what that even means. That in and of itself is ambiguous. So you're in a tight game in the fourth quarter. You're going to pull your best player off the floor. What? Like, this is a playoff game. This is not, February 10th. So that is confusing in and of itself. And as you mentioned, Denver has competed very well against them this year. 2-0 ATS on the road, 89-86 win. And win. 2-0 against them straight up as well on the road. They just travel well here. There's a lot going on. And again, this air conditioner is mildly annoying, but I'll send it over to Chris and let us know what's going on, Chris.
Shark, Jay, man, I couldn't talk you guys off of this one. I was looking for a dog as well, Jay. Like I said, I like the Raptors, but I think 6.5 just too many points, Jay. Especially when we think about how well Denver plays on the road specifically, right? I'm looking like as a road underdog, they're 5-0 ATS in their last 5 road games. I know we got Golden State. I know it, it looks pretty. Steph Curry comes back, but camaraderie wise, right? Chemistry wise, we haven't gotten a large sample size with this collective group on the court together. So it's no way for me to be able to just kind of insert people back into, their places and think that everybody's going to play together. I don't think we have a sample size this year where there's a game where Draymond Green plays with Steph, with Clay, and you got Jordan Poole, and they're kind of trying to put everybody into their place. What does this do for Wiggins? What happens with Wiggins? What happens with Jordan Poole? What happens with Kuminga? Are we using Kuminga anymore? So yeah, only way I could look in this one, Jay, and I like the Nuggets specifically because they are on the road. Like you said, Jay, they I don't know what they do at home. I don't know what's going on in Denver. But I do like Denver in this spot, specifically on the road, Jay. I think 6.5 too many points right now. That's just a lean for me. But yeah, I like Denver a lot. No way I could take Golden State in this spot, and I can see maybe they win, but I wouldn't put my money on Golden State today to cover that spread.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Nuggets official play for me plus the 6.5. Wouldn't be surprised if they win the game, but I always say if I'm liking a dog, you giving me 6.5 points. It's 2 possessions. I'll take it. JT in the chat, I appreciate you for that $50 tip. All truth as well, man. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And let's get some cash as always, my guys. 4 games today. We broke it down. Now let's talk about some shirts just real quick. I got the gray. The black one worked yesterday, so we tested that one out. Now I got the gray one on for the first time now, man. So we're gonna do this giveaway. I got 2 guys, pick 2 random guys here. They retweeted the show. They on the YouTube channel every day as well, and they follow on Twitter. My guy Ace High. So here, Ace High, if you're in the chat right now, let me know what size you wear at Bookie B16 on Twitter, my guy. And the second one, I'm giving out 2 free shirts at S Dot. So S Dot, I'm pretty sure I saw him in the chat at S Dot dash Maz on Twitter. Y'all hit me up, man. Either email me or DM me on Twitter your shirt size and address and shit. I'll send you out free shirt, my guy. Just trying to help the people out. You know what I'm saying? And if we cash today, I'm sending out some money. Fuck, I don't care. We sending out $50 Nuggets cash this. I don't like to put stipulations on it, but Nuggets cash the plus 6.5. I'll send you 50 of the bookies money. You dig what I'm saying? Free NBA picks. Chris, break them off what you like. Or no, we're gonna go to Shark. Shark, what you liking today, my brother? And let's get some cash.
Absolutely. 3 top plays here on a beautiful Send It Saturday. Utah Jazz at 1 o'clock. I know this is 11 a.m. body time. It's all been taken into account. This doesn't have to come early from the Jazz. This could come mid-third and fourth. I think they get there similar to what they did in the first round on the road last year at Memphis, a 10-point win and I believe an 8-point win. Nobody says it has to be a blowout. We're just trying to cash the damn ticket. And, of course, the aforementioned Memphis Grizzlies first half -3.5, -6.5 game, revenge game, catching Minnesota in a lackluster travel spot, matinee where they have played poorly on the road, and Memphis just absolutely turned up in their home gym the entire campaign, John Morant or not. Sharky Waters Nation, 9 Words of Lifestyle, right away we got the water. Chris B. Cappin, cap the games, talk to the people, host the people. We respect the hell out of you, man. Thanks for joining us. Drop the top plays, and let's go.
Let's go, Shark. Appreciate that, bro. So yeah, I'm on first game. I'm on Brunson over 20.5 points. It's a half unit play for me just because player props are a little volatile. So I haven't been putting as much money on my player props, but I got a half unit on Brunson. I love the increased usage. I love that he's at home. I love that the crowd is going to get behind him. And I think that, he's the guy who I could see him getting about 25 today, but I like Brunson to go over the 20.5 in that game. As far as Timberwolves and Grizzlies, strong lean towards Grizzlies to cover that 6.5. Haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. I am hosting a Twitter Spaces probably in about 15 minutes, so hop in there. It'll be some more plays, and if I make that official, I'll tweet it out as well. But in that game specifically, my officials, half unit play on Ja Morant under the 28.5 points. I just think that it's too many people there. I don't think that Ja necessarily needs to score 30 in this game in order for them to win. And the trends are there. So if the numbers say that, they typically, they do a good job against them, I'm gonna ride with that. But also another half unit play, D'Angelo Russell over the 19.5. Like I said, this guy averages 31. He shoots the ball really efficiently in this matchup. And I think that he carries it over the way he finished that game against the Clippers the other day. So I like D'Angelo Russell. I like Ja to go under. And I'm a Ja fan. I love Ja. But if the numbers support it and I can make money off of it, I'm putting the ticket in on it. Next game, Raptors. Give me the 4.5. I'm taking the 4.5 with the Raptors. I went over all the trends. I think they can come in here and steal game 1. I do think that they bring the defense as well. I'm not Jay with the dope gray Smack City shirt on. I'm ordering one of them ASAP, Jay. But yeah, I'm on the Raptors. I'm also on Siakam over the 23.5 points. That's a half unit play for me as well. So all half unit plays for me. Give me Siakam over the 23.5. Like I said, he averages 30 against this team. And then nothing official for me, but I do have a strong lean towards the Nuggets to cover that 6.5. And if that goes up, like Jay says, I probably will put a half unit play on the Nuggets because I needed to continue to get steamed up. Let some more of that Golden State money come in, and I will make that official.
Yeah, everybody see Steph coming. I was glad to see him ruled in. I like shit like that. Steph, first game back. Sure, you know with the vibes. First game back. Steph's back in. Oh, it's lovely. They were hot. You don't want to be hot and then have 7 days off or a week off. You don't want to be red hot and then you get stopped here. Give me the Nuggets here plus the points as well. And they've shown that they can hang with the Warriors all year, guys. Give me the Nuggets plus the 6.5 official. Let's get some cash, guys. Let's get up out of here. 1,130 people watching live. Hit the like button, subscribe. 2 people who won the shirt, free shirt giveaway. Ace High at Bookies B16 on Twitter and at S.Maz. S. in the chat right now. Hey, hit me up on Twitter right after. And you get the glasses as well, man. I appreciate everybody sending me up for the shirts past couple days. Let's get some cash. We out. Back tomorrow.